Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. The date is June 11, 2024. I've been up ever since like 3 in the morning, so uh, I am currently struggling with a little bit of a headache and fatigue. I did get a nap in, and I think that's actually part of my problem. I think I got a little bit greedy when I tried to take my nap. Usually, if I just take a really short nap, like 10, 20 minutes, 30-minute nap, I feel great afterward. But when I oversleep when I take a nap, like today, my nap actually was uh, 3 hours maybe, and that is way too long. When I take a long nap like that, I end up feeling really out of sort for the rest of the day, and can end up with a bit of a headache. Anyone ever feel like that? You can leave it in the comment section if you do have the same problem with naps. Um, so today I'm going to break down and show you guys one of the uh, finisher move, one of the killer moves, right? When we go to martial art classes, we always want to, we are looking forward for that day where your sensei is going to show you the ultimate killing technique. Well, today I'm going to show you one of these. While you shouldn't be able to kill someone, well, you shouldn't be killing anyone with this. I'm sure you can. Uh, this is a great finishing move, knockout move, the kind of move that when you execute it, you almost want to be childish and call out something really, really cool, like final attack or something like that. Okay, in my case, I usually say something like "die, motherfucker," but no, I don't. I mean, you got to be respectful of your opponent. But you know what I mean. This is one of those moves that just have that kind of ring to it. And when you connect with this move, it is almost guarantee a knockout move every single time, right? Um, it has its pros and cons, and we are going to touch upon that. And I know I have talked about this move in the past in a long ago episode about elbow attack, but today we're going to shine the spotlight on this and really focus on it. This is, I like to call this the Krav Maga elbow drop, but that's just because this is where, like, the first time I seen this done and the first time I learned this was in a Commando Krav Maga class. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's not invented by Krav Maga people. I'm pretty sure they took this from somewhere. But the first time I learned this, it's in a Krav Maga class, so I tend to think of it as the Krav Maga elbow drop. And it's a very simple move. There's nothing complicated. You don't need years of martial art training to do this. Like most of Krav Maga's movements, we like to focus on movements that easy for you to do. Like we don't like movements that take thousands of repetitions for you to get good at it. Like in Jeet Kune Do or in Wing Chun or in karate. No, in Krav Maga, we need you to learn something and then you practice it a few times and you understand it and you can use it immediately, right? And this is one of those movements. The goal is to bring your elbow up over your face and smash down. Okay, smash down. So if you if you guys watch the trajectory of my elbow, it's going to go up, make a circle, and down. So if I get drawing, remember a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about close quarter elbow, when you want to draw that circle, okay, in many ways this is the um, exaggerated big daddy version of that drawing the circle with your elbow. In this case, you're not just doing a small circle, you're doing a big circle. Okay? Up, boom, up, boom. Okay? You're aiming for anywhere from the forehead all the way down the front of the face, all the way down to the collarbone. So imagine the way my coach used to explain this. Imagine you want to use your elbow to drive the top of their head into their sternum, and that is what you're aiming for. Now, you don't always need to do this to the head. Like if the person has their guard up like this, obviously it's going to be very hard for me to get their head. So in this case, I'm going to use this as a breakthrough, a buster move. So I'm not going to go for a knockout. I'm going to use this as aim for their guard, for their fist, for their wrist, for their forearm. Right? If they don't step out of the way, if they try to block that, they are going to end up with a fractured forearm with this. At the very least, it's going to open the guard up, wide open, because there's no way that their arm is going to stay up after contacting like this. It's going to smoosh their arm right into their chest. Okay, it's going to drive them back, smoosh their guard, and the great thing about this movement is it has a pretty good recovery time. So if I use this to break their guard, to break their posture, I can instantly recover and go for another elbow to the face. Assuming I wasn't wearing a bulky headset and sunglasses. Yeah, I know, it's silly. Um, so that is, so how do we execute this properly? Make an open hand with your right hand. Put your uh, fingertip against the middle of your chest so your elbow is sticking forward. Okay, keep the fingertip at the center of your chest. Do not make a fist. Okay, when you throw elbows, never make a fist. When you throw elbows, always leave your hand open. This will relax your arm, give you a much better range of motion, and also relaxing the muscles in your forearm will expose the sharp part of your elbow. If you make a fist, your muscle will be activated and it will cover up that sharp part of the elbow. Okay, so open hand, touch your fingertip to the middle of your chest so your elbow is forward. Now make a really big uh, wheel with your elbow up and over. So you want to bring your elbow all the way up to your own forehead and then drop it down with your weight behind it. Right? And that's it. It's very simple. Yeah, very simple. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of this move. The pro number one is, like I mentioned, this is basically a finisher move. Can you imagine if someone is bent over, like maybe you just kick them in the groin, and that bent over, you boom right into the back of their neck or back of the skull with that elbow drop? Yeah, bye bye, night night, right? Even if the person is standing, and let's say you don't get them at the top of the head because like Bruce is taller than me here, so it's going to be hard for me to get the top of his head. But if I'm in range, my elbow is going to graze all the way down the front of his face, breaking everything. Okay, cheekbone, nose, jaw, everything. Okay, you might end up with a few teeth embedded in your elbow. So it's a highly effective, highly damaged move with a lot of knockout potential. So that is the number one pro. Number two is it doesn't require a lot of setup and it doesn't slow you down. Like I said, it is a very quick movement that can lead up to other elbow attack. Even if you miss or even if they block, So it doesn't take a lot of recovery time, and it's easy to set up. Um, Let me backtrack for 1 second because I forgot to mention one pretty vital information for this one. Uh, when you throw this elbow drop, remember finger to your chest, elbow come out, circle. You want to try to get your same side foot forward. So if I'm throwing the right elbow, my right foot should go forward. Now this case is a little bit harder because Bruce has a rounded, bulky base, so I can't really get my foot in there. But if it's a normal person, I would aim for either beside their foot or between their feet and get my foot forward so I can have that full reach. Okay? If you have the wrong foot forward, it's still doable. But what's going to happen is your reach is short and you are going to overextend. Your body is going to be way too far forward, which is bad because if you miss, you're off balance. Okay, so do not lean like this. Okay, when you bring your elbow up, make sure your foot go in first. Okay, move your leg in and drop that elbow. Boom, boom, like that. Right? Don't lean forward. Okay, so back to the pros. We already know highly damaging, pretty much a guaranteed knockout, and very quick recovery time. The third pro to this move is that in a crowd control situation, being ganged up on, um, this is a great way to bust open a way for you to run away. Okay, um, I don't know too many people, even really well trained one, that's going to stand their ground when someone go boom with a big elbow coming at your face. And most people are going to whoa back away like that, and that will give you the opening to get between your attacker and run away or get behind them. So this is a great buster move, a great breaker move, which can break through the person's guard. This can break through an opening between two or more attackers. Okay, it's a really good breaker move. Last but not least, this move does not take a lot of energy to execute, so it's a great energy saver. Um, Unlike some moves like let me try to think. Well, let's say my famous Johnny Tiger backhand. Okay, this take way more energy because there's a lot of torque with the body. You have to bring your whole weight and momentum into that, right? This Krav Maga elbow drop doesn't require that much torque, doesn't require activating that many muscles. Okay, because all you do is bring your elbow up and drop your weight on it. Boom, boom, right? It's actually very good for conserving energy. So it's maximum output or maximum result, minimum output is a very good move for that. Now, of course, like most moves, like all moves, it's not perfect. Okay, no martial art move is perfect, especially when someone is watching it and breaking it down for you. Okay, so I just quickly talk about that for a second. Once you talk to your friends and family members, and they say, "Show me that move," and then they stand there cool as a cucumber, ripping it apart for you. Well, you know that move is missed. It's going to be this. If I do this, it's not going to work. Those are good. When someone breaks down your move for you, it's good. But you need to learn to separate what is really factual in your head and what is hindsight 2020. Okay, any move is easy to break when someone seen it one time and that they're standing there and you're not hitting them with it. Okay, um, so when people are criticizing your movements, it's good to listen, but also learn that not everything they say is valid, right? I have many times when people on the sideline will criticize the spinning backflip, boom, right? A lot of people say that is such a stupid move. You can see that coming a mile away. But when you're actually in there in the sparring and ring, when you're in the fighting ring, and you are being pummeled, and the person busts out this move, you even if you knew it's coming, you almost never can evade it, right? So uh, doing it and talking about it, two very different things. Okay, back to what are the flaws of our devastating Krav Maga elbow drop. Number one, it requires you to expose the whole side of your body. Okay, so keep this in mind. Don't just randomly do this because every time you lift this up, you're exposed the entire side of the rib cage, kidney, liver, everything is exposed. So if the person is really experienced and can read that before your elbow even gets there, because don't forget, elbow attack always require very close range. So if I am at this range at arm's length, and if I could see the person going into that move at this far distance away, I would just go for the liver shot and just really mess them up in the rib cage. And there's no way they're going to hit me from this distance with that elbow. Okay, so don't telegraph this move because it leaves you wide open. Number two, not only does it leave you open for strikes, this also leave you wide open for very nasty takedowns. Okay, I have done that to people before when they try to elbow me like this. Okay, the moment the arm goes up, and let's say I can sense that coming, or if I knew that was coming, the moment the arm goes up, I come in and grab them around the waist and twist and throw. Okay, this is such an easy way to take someone down. When their arm go up, you come in and grab and throw. Okay. Number three, it is not to someone who's experienced. It is not a hard uh, move to block. Okay, we're going to talk about blocking elbow a little bit later. But when someone do this, when a big elbow coming at your face, assuming that you have the fortitude to stand your ground and you are staying calm and you know how to deal with this, it's not hard to break this move. It really isn't. It comes in like a freight train, but all it takes is a hand on the forearm. I'm not even joking with you. When this comes down, all I have to do is put a hand on the forearm. I don't even have to do it hard. They can drop that elbow as hard as they want. If I put my hand right on the forearm, this is not coming down. Okay? This is a very easy move to break, and someone who is cool and calm and experienced will break this every single time. And again, your arm is trapped up here. You're wide open. Right? Number four, if you are not very good with your footwork, you either will overextend because you forget to move your same side foot in, and you end up doing this when you lean over your front foot and try to get that elbow in. Then you are overextending, which means if the person push you, you are going to fall. Or even if you get your footwork right, you might trip up because your foot hit the other person's leg, like when Bruce has this base under him. If I try to bring my right foot in, huh, my elbow coming forward, the momentum of me coming forward, and my leg suddenly hit an obstruction, I'm tripping, and down I go, face plant into the person, right? So this is a very dangerous move if you mess up your footwork. Not to mention, if you misjudge your distance, and if the person get out of the way, now your back is to them. Okay, unless you have very good control and you can pull back right away, right? But otherwise, if I do it from this distance, see, my back is to the person. Again, not good. So, with a lot of great power, yeah, you think I'm going to say come with great responsibility? No. In the case of these type of big knockout moves, it comes with a lot of great risk. So keep those in mind when you practice your ultimate badass killing elbow drop. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday.